innovation, latest designs, affordability, relevant, and energy efficient. Brand Usha International is synonymous with all of these. To speak more on what makes Usha pertinent and trusted brand even today, I have with me Rohit Mathur, President Electric Fans, Water Heater and Pumps at Usha International. We welcome you, Rohit.
Thank you, Soumya. Thank you. Nice being with you.
How have the past 7, 8 months been for you, both personally and professionally?
Oh, I think it's been life's learnings, as they say, and perhaps a very, from a very, very bad phase to now, something which is kind of taking shape in a decent and a good way. So it was quite traumatic, when we went into lockdown, and that was in March, 20th March, and the entire business and I think shutting down, the community at large coming to terms with a pandemic for the first time in such scale, I think, and that was a real, I would say, a real lesson for all of us to have learned. But after 60 days, perhaps when things start opening up with the unlock happening, and we were always in touch with the governments and how things were moving and essential product categories. A couple of my product categories came into essential products because of agricultural pumps and fans became essential products. So we were liaising with the government to make that happen, and perhaps during peak summers, it was more so important for them to look at this coming through. So they also understood the need and necessity of a product like a fan, and then kind of opened up the fan as an essential product category, thus bringing the industry a little bit, I should say, opening up of the industry was slightly early in that sense compared to other product categories. So we were able to bring things back to normalcy in 2 to 3 months of opening up, and come back to a growth cycle from the second quarter onwards in the fan industry. So that was a good part about us being prepared. Usually summer periods are busy periods for us, and where there's a peak actually during the summers. And we were totally prepared to have a good summer this year as predicted. And we had things stocked up at the city, at the warehouses, at the locations, our distributors. So we were able to be there in the market as and when the markets kept opening up. Most importantly, we were in touch with the local administrations because this was opening and closings were all localized more so as things opened up. So good part was our teams were all actually in touch with the local authorities. So we were able to take early permissions and service our customers and make sure that in the peak summers when it was touching 44, 45 degrees, provide a fan as a product which was very essential at that point of time. So it was, and since then, from July onwards, things have been better, I think, and things are now shaping up. We are hoping the festive to be a little more robust in terms of demand, and pent-up demand of the summers also might come through actually in this time period. Though there's a little bit of I would say, customer is a little cautious, but I think the demand will certainly come back. The COVID period of this period has actually also given us a lot of new ways of looking at how we are looking at various things. We've actually changed the way we market ourselves. We have become far more digitally agile, and as an organization, as a marketeer. So I think it's changed a lot for us, and some of this perhaps will continue for us as well in the future.
I was actually going to ask you that, how did you use this pandemic bring about an opportunity for you to strengthen your relationship with the consumers, basis your resilience and innovation?
Oh, I'll tell you, there has been a lot of change in the consumer buying behavior. We have noticed the shoppers are actually pre-decided a lot. They do a lot of research online. One, they get the time. Secondly, it's safer to do so. and it has been a different buying behavior because the consumers have looked at products online, decided most of it has bought online. Some of them go offline to offline stores as well and make their purchases. So I think there has been a change. Instead of going out as even those who are shopping offline, instead of going out as families or as husband wife entities, the shopping has been by and large that a lone person from the family has gone out, done the picking up of the materials and the shops from the shops they want to, and come back. So the family shopping piece is actually reduced. So we are finding lesser number of consumers, not the lesser purchases necessarily, but lesser number of consumers walking into stores. So the families who used to go together to shop, actually that behavior has changed. So a lot is pre-decided, and maybe a little bit decision is done at the shop floor level, but a lot of it is pre-decided. So it makes a lot of sense for us to be digitally engaged and make sure that the customer has all the information, that he has options of buying online, and even if you have to buy offline, the options are available to him.
Did you also revise your product portfolio owing to the pandemic?
Not too much really. So we had some products which are already in line for launch. Some of them got delayed a bit, but I think the main consumer need for a fan especially does not change. A fan is a product which basically provides comfort due to air circulation in a room, and that basic function does not change. What changes is perhaps during the pandemic is the way a consumer has interacted with it, what kind of a choice he would look at. Maybe some consumers have had more time to look at the products and then choose differently. But the product portfolio has not changed dramatically. The usage pattern of products like pedestal fans may have changed because this year the consumers have used lesser of air conditioners in their offices and commercial places. So we've seen those kind of products increase in demand a little bit. But when it comes to ceiling fans, there's not been much change.
All right. You just spoke about how the consumer has a pre-decided buying behavior and that there is more inclination towards the online purchase now. So how are you promoting new products in the absence of substantial, in-store footfall and sampling?
Yeah, so our promotions are a lot digital these days, and whether it is on social media platforms, whether it is on news or other websites on platforms, whether it is retail platforms like Amazon and Flipkart or similar ones. So we've increased our presence multifold, and so has our business been. Our businesses have also grown multifold from these websites. So we've seen this change happening in. So that has actually helped us make that change. Yet I feel there's still a substantial offline purchase by consumers. But online has certainly more than doubled up as such.
Right. If I talk about some of the, consumer-centric initiatives that Usha has taken up to build, to build and maintain its trust and create new experiences for the consumers, if you could just share some of the initiatives.
So we've done things like in the pandemic, when we found the consumers were not able to reach out, so we gave them extended warranties, for example. Mm-hmm. So we extended warranties because by 3 to 4 months to make sure that the consumers who may have had a problem, though not many, but then should be able to get the product serviced. We were one of the first brands actually to open up our service centers to the consumers as such. So that also made a lot of difference. So There has been a lot of change. We have also launched some of our products online first. There are some fans which we have launched online rather than launching the traditional way. So these are things that we have done actually to make things much more, to be more agile to today's environment and how the consumer is behaving in their shopping environment today.
Right. With the increased focus on digital, how are you streamlining your purchases on the online channel, and how are you keeping up the demand fulfilled?
So we are hand in glove with all our partners actually, and since there is such an increase that we are coming through, Our strategies with them are aligned. We have weekly, monthly meetings with them to look at how we can actually service the consumers, how can increase our presence on of the brand on the online stores. So it's been a pretty much hand and glove story because we've also found them very well versed in trying to handle the new requirements of the consumers. So that's something that's really helped us in our building our association with them as such.
Rohit, could you give me a sense of the numbers or trends that you witnessed, online versus offline and rural versus urban?
So we saw a huge demand upsurge in rural markets
Mhm.
in the initial stages, and even today, I think the rural markets are doing far better than the city markets. Obviously, the pandemic was a little more city oriented than the rural orientation earlier, but then city markets, rural markets did actually perform far better, outstripped the performance by at least 2 times or 3 times. So that's something that happened. And even today, the rural markets continue to do well because of one is the crops have been good. So I think that money flow should actually help the farmers to improve their output as well as their livelihood. Thereafter, there has been a lot of shift in towards the digital side as well. Even the rural consumers are today wary of the digital side, and they are also much digital engaged more than what was there 2-3 years back. And perhaps thanks to so much of penetration due to the telecom industry as well, that has made so much of a difference.
So, the festive season is right here. It is a great
Yeah.
time for brands to come back in action and gear up for the big season that we've all been awaiting this year, especially. Do you think it will make up for the lost revenues for Usha? And what are your expectations from this festive season?
I think the festival will be good. My earnest opinion is that the festival will be good, and the run up to the festival has been pretty good for us. I expect the consumers to have a latent demand being fulfilled now, and I think that piece is looking good right now. It is also likely to be a good winter. It's a predicted to be a long drawn winter, especially so in north and some of these winter oriented markets. So we're expecting also the heating products also to do well. So this all actually builds up from now, from let's say close to Dashera into Diwali and then up to Christmas, and then since that till then the little bit of a festivity or the festive season kind of stays there. But I think it's going to be a strong quarter coming in. We have actually at Usha built up a strong performance in the last couple of last quarter, and I think we should be in a good, healthy position in this one as well, in quarter 3 as well. So I expect a good festive, and I think there's a lot of latent demand,
Yeah.
and especially so for kitchen products because during the pandemic, a lot of consumers have stayed home, and different hobbies and habits have also evolved in this 3-4 months of time. So I guess it will also help in fueling the demand for these kind of product categories.
I'm very intrigued to know how Usha still stands to be one of the most trusted and pertinent brands, as I had introduced. What do you think goes behind, making Usha a big or cement itself as a big name in the consumer goods industry?
Yeah. See, actually, this is something to do with the ethos of the organization. We have a very seamless understanding on how we, be true to the consumers and true to our partners. The most important piece is that the truth lies in, lies in actually seeing what we do. The products that we have, the products that we launch, the quality of products that we are known for, and the detailing that we do when we look at designing a product in terms of the usability for a consumer. These are things that actually are very, very important and very close to our heart when we look at because at the end of the day, the usage of the product is most important, and a satisfied consumer is really your true marketer as such. So we've been very, very conscious about the fact that we have the best quality products in the market. Secondly, we are very honest about who we are. to our customers and our partners, and that's what actually holds up true for us. We've had a long journey. We are an 8-decade plus organization and a brand. So I think some of these values that I just mentioned are from a very long period of time holding us in good stead.
Right. Coming to my last question for today, what are some of the marketing trends that you may have witnessed in the present day business landscape, especially in the consumer goods industry?
See, we've seen a lot moving towards the digital side. There is no doubt about that. We've seen a lot of us using social media in a much different way. So Usha's has been no less actually. We've been very, very active in the last 6 months on this side. So it's and these are trends which are here to stay. I wouldn't say even if things open up totally and there's normalcy, which I wish should come in as early as possible. But then these trends are here to stay for long. And as an organization, we have a journey of adopting ourselves into this environment. And I think most of it is done, but yet we have a lot to go. We could have a lot to go because every few days you think of something else, and then you take another leap here actually. So this is this change is here to stay, I should say.
Right. Thanks so much, Rohit. I had a great time interacting with you.
Thank you, Soumya. It was lovely interacting with you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.